Well, hey guys, Whiskey 3 Charlie Tango W3CT, your good old friend Jack. This is my ham radio journey. Today, guys, I was sent a project here by a good friend of mine from Alabama. It's NX3P. His name is Stan, and put his call sign right here, NX3P. He sent me this project that we're going to build today that I believe is a much needed item for every operator out there. And let's talk about this project right after this. Okay, guys, so as I said, Stan sent me this box here, this lovely little box. Now, that's not the project, but what's in it is the project, okay, that we have to put together. So what we're going to be putting together today is going to be a actual, let me show it to you here. And I know a lot of you guys saying, Jack, you need that micro lens. I know, I'm looking at them right now. Anyway, we're going to be building the 5 amp buck converter. Okay, it's got an LCD display on it. The part number is ZK-J5X. If I can find this, I'll put it in the description below. Again, thank you, Stan and X3P, for sending this out. And I've had it for a while, and Stan's probably thinking, is he ever going to build that project? Today's the day. It's cold outside. It's about 12 degrees outside, so no parks on the air today, but it is time to build a project. So I'm going to move the camera. We're going to get over here to the bench, and we're going to walk through the building of this, and then I'm going to hook it to a battery and see just how it actually works. So let's go ahead and get started building the buck converter. And again, this is 5 amps. Okay, so it takes the amperage of a higher amperage battery and limits it down to 5 amps. And it's adjustable. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, guys, now we got the light set up here and we can see everything that's going on. This is the, again, LCD display, ZK-J5X, 5 amp buck converter. Now, the idea for this is why Stan is using it. Stan actually also bought himself a QMX from QRP Labs. And Stan wanted to use a bigger battery, something like a battery like this, okay? Now, if you look here, I was looking this morning. Output current is 10 amps max. Well, what this will do is regulate this battery down to 5 amps, and we can use it with the QMX, okay? That's why Stan purchased it. And Stan was kind enough again, and NX3P Stan, thank you very much. He purchased this and actually shipped this to me, so that was very, very nice. All right, so let's have a look here. First thing we're going to have is the printed circuit board. All right, the printed circuit board itself, when I first seen this, I said, oh man, Stan, there's no directions. How am I going to put this together? Here's the LCD display, okay? If you look at the board, I'm not sure yet which way it actually sits, but anyway, must be this way. So we have an input, okay? This is where our battery will come into from this particular battery, okay? And then we have the output side, which I'm going to take out, and we're going to put some power poles on it. For the input, I'm just going to use alligator clips so I can clip it to the battery here. So hopefully that'll work for testing, okay? So I told Stan, I said, Stan, how am I going to build this thing? He's like, no, it's pretty much built. All you got to do is put it pretty much in its case, okay? So the case they send you for this thing is pretty interesting. We're going to build this together, so if it's a long video, maybe I'll put chapter markers in or something. But I should have a piece of paper laid down here. Yep, that's what I'm going to do right now. Get a piece of printer paper here. One good old piece of printer paper. That's where I like to lay my components at. All right. So again, I'm working around the camera here, obviously, like many YouTubers do. So this is the heat sink it comes with, okay? The heat sink, we're going to attach it right here, okay? Right on top of this chip right here, see, on the white side. That's where the heat sink goes. All right. If you've ever built a computer system before, these are actually called standoffs, or what these for. This is actually your standoff right here. And what it does, it allows the board to stay away from the case itself. All right. There's no directions at all with this thing. Absolutely zero. So I'm going to wing it. Looks to me like that would be the right side there because this is where the heat shield is. Okay. And the knobs. See the knobs? So that would be that side. We'll have to figure out all these screws and bolts. These are actually plexiglass, so I got to peel this paper off of here. So let me get the paper peeled off of these front and back here. Then I'll bring you guys back in to show you the rest of the configuration and the build here. Okay. Then we'll hook the, I guess, the wire here. I got some wire, and I believe this is this 16 gauge? It's actually 18 gauge. 18 gauge wire is what we'll be using on it. Plenty powerful enough. All right, so let me do that. Let me get started here with that part. Okay, guys, I have to admit the hardest part is getting all that paper stuff off of these plexiglass pieces here. Just a ton of, I don't know why they don't leave a little tab or something, but anyway. It's a project, right? I'm not a complainer. We're just going to go with it here. So where we're going to start at is we're going to put the heat sink on first. Okay, if I can get this piece of paper off now. That's not as bad as the other stuff was. So the heat sink, as I said, goes right on top of this white part right here. Okay. There you go. So the heat sink's attached. It's just like double-faced tape. Very, very simplistic. All right. Next thing we're going to have to do here is we're going to put our standoffs on here using these little screws. Okay, so these are the first standoffs we're going to use. Okay, it's the double-sided one. Okay, and then you can tell there's no screw on this one. All right, so we're going to start there. All right. And again, like all my videos, I'll put chapter markers in here so you can see what's going on. And if you want to speed through some of this stuff, definitely you can do that. But you know, my videos are, I used to yell at one of my buddies that did motorcycle videos and said, man, you take too long to get to the point. But this is a build, so I want to show you the build. All right. Okay. Now you don't have to over tighten these. We don't have to like tighten them to the point where the plexiglass is going to break. I'm going to just hand hold it here and tighten it up a little bit. Okay. Maybe. Just maybe. Oh, there's one. There's a bigger screwdriver on the bench right there. All right. Okay. Okay. So now that that is finished, it's going to go like this. Okay. This is actually going to be on here, just like so. Now I think I better do, before we put the top piece on, we're going to put some wires in here. But the next piece that goes on are the standoffs with the threaded end. That's the next piece. Okay, so they go into the other standoff that you already have on the bottom plexiglass. The idea here is to keep all the components away from the plexiglass. Now, if you build computers, and I teach my kids, a standoff keeps the electronic components from touching the metal case on the computer. But this is plexiglass, so we're doing this primarily for, if I had to guess, we're doing it just for a heat generation, so we can keep the heat off of it. Right there. And all right here. We're just going to make these in here finger tight. Okay. All right. That's what the board should look like right now. Okay. You can see the plastic on the bottom. It's got plenty of room there for the core to stick out. Okay. Then you got the heat sink. Then this one's going to be on top, like so. And once we get that on there, it looks like we can put the wires on. We're okay. Okay. Then we'll put the screws in the top part. There you go. Okay, good so far, right? There, that's how it should look. Okay, these little knobs, I'm guessing, if I'll throw it on the floor. Yep, threw it on the floor. I'm guessing they have to go down or they go up. Nope. Nope. What I'm thinking now is the knob should have went on before the top piece. See, I'm very transparent. I don't lie to you guys. I'm telling you that it's like, uh-oh, okay. Again, there's no directions. Take the top piece back off. Because the knobs have to go through the plexiglass. That's why I wanted to do this video. Try to save you guys some time. Okay. Take these back out. Believe it or not, they actually gave me one extra screw. I don't know if that's on purpose or accidentally. All right. Now I'll put the knobs on. Well, that makes more sense. There's your knobs. Okay, they just stick right on there. Yeah, that makes more sense. Now you can see where the knobs are holding themselves in. Okay, good job. Now, yeah, like Jack, why do you congratulate yourself? Well, won't get me this time. We are not tightening everything down until we get these all set. Okay. Moving right along here. All right. Sorry, you're like, Jack, you should fast forward through all that. Well, I should, but you know what? I'm not going to, because it's a training video. And now we can tighten these all back down. Okay, the adjustment screw, actually, I was just thinking about that. It has a hole in it too. Okay, I'll show you what I mean by that. All right, what I meant by that was right here, there's a thing that says adjust. If you can see that on there. I don't know if you can see that or not. But anyway, there is a hole for it, so you can adjust the output. Now, can I read it again? Let's see. Good place for my glasses is on my chest and not on my eyeballs here. All right, let's see. Out, in. Okay, in, out. In, out. Okay. All right, let me cut some wires here, and I'm not going to show you putting these alligator clips on. You know how to do that. And you're probably better at power poles than I am. But we're going to put some power poles going out, clamps going in for the battery, and then we'll see if this thing actually fires up. All right, let's go for it. Okay, guys, let's look at the project. So I got the wires in. I think I'll put a little bit of black tape on here, but I got the alligator clips coming in, then the Anderson power poles going out. Okay. No idea if this is going to work. None. Zero. Zip. But if you can see back here, I got my handy dandy meter ready to go. Okay. DC is what it's ringing right now. Okay. Here's the battery. First time putting on the battery. Let's make sure it doesn't smoke. Hey. Well, that part's working. Can you see that okay? Saying output is 5 volts. Okay. No amperage. Let's see if it is 5 volts on the meter here. I wanted to try to get this up a little bit so you can see the meter also. There we go. All right. Let's see what we got coming out of this thing. Let's get right off the leads. There we go. Okay, we got 5 volts. I can't get it into power poles there, so. Okay, 5 volts coming out. Okay. In, I got 13.8. Okay. And then out, I got 12 volts out. So you can see where it's definitely regulating it. Okay, we can see this here. Let's bring this to camera down a little bit. Okay, so that's what you do here. So that's on and off. This is your in and out setting. Okay, in 13.8, that would make sense from the battery. And going out now, we have a constant 12 volts. Okay, so the amperage here, we know this is a 5 amp unit. Okay, so the amperage should be fine. All right, so that's it. So that's the regulator. Okay, so it's showing me the out is 12 volts. Okay, that's what you need. Because if you hook this to your QMX, this battery, it would definitely be too much. Definitely too much power. Let's go back here to. But I got 2 green lights, so that's good. All right, I'm gonna think it's a success. All right, let's wrap this long video up here. I can turn this off. You can see where it dies right there. Again, move this down a little bit. Okay. Might work better without a light on. Let's see here. Turn it on. Right at 12 volts. All right. Perfect. Again, NX3P. Thanks, Stan. Definitely get some use out of this now because I can use this battery here with the QMX. And we know we'll be limited at 5 amps. Okay, so that's perfect. And 12 volts. So we won't burn the QMX up. Turn it back off. Okay. Disconnect it from the power. There we go. Okay, just like so. All right, let's wrap this video up. Okay, guys, that's a wrap. So hopefully you made it this far through the video. I'm sure I had to edit out some parts of that, but it's not a bad build. Like I said, pretty much everything is built. You're just pretty much putting the case on it and the heat sink and then putting your own wires on, okay? Again, I just used alligator clamps to hook to the battery and Anderson power poles to go to the radio itself. So, but yeah, I mean, pretty simplistic. Like I said, I originally thought these were knobs because there's no instructions whatsoever, but these are your set buttons here. It's very easy to operate this. And again, it's going to regulate your power, okay? Especially if you guys out there, and I know a lot of you are running QRP rigs. You know, you hook these bigger batteries to it. You want to limit the voltage and keep a constant voltage on that thing because you don't want to destroy that small circuitry, especially in your QRP rigs. Okay, that's why Stan sent that to me again. NX3P, thanks, buddy. It's a great little build, great little device. I'm sure I'll get some use out of it for sure. You can operate probably all month a QMX on that battery I have back here. A 6 amp hour battery will last forever with it. So, all right, thanks guys for watching. I do appreciate it. I won't make this video any longer. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Again, if I can find the device itself somewhere, I think I've seen one on Etsy. I'm not sure. I'll put the link in the description below. I have no affiliation with this company whatsoever. Like I said, the hardest thing was basically getting the paper off the plexiglass. Unless you guys know the secret to that. Probably somebody's going to say soak it in water, which I didn't try. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. I do appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, why not? Click that subscribe button. Give me a big thumbs up on the video. I do appreciate that. And I will talk to you next time. This is Whiskey 3 Charlie Tango, W3CT, your good old friend Jack. This is my ham radio journey. 73 guys. I hope to catch you on the airway. Bye for now.